Well, welcome back to Real Rock Nights. I am Shep, and we have yet another band that we played in our Discover series back in 2019. And they have a song that is headed to the countdown, and I am so pleased that they are getting up there. Paisty Jenny is the band, and I have Gregg Lee, their lead singer, with me. And dude, first of all, how are you?
Hey, Shep, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Doing
Oh,
great.
absolutely, man. First played you in 2019,
Oh,
and
cool. I didn't realize that.
been waiting for you to climb up the charts, and now I'm elated, man, because finally in 2025 I'm going to be able to play you every week here. What I'm going to give it about a month, maybe a month and a half, and I got a feeling you're going to be up there, dude.
I hope so.
Oh
Fingers crossed, man. Things seem to
God,
be seem to be rolling pretty well.
I'll
So
cross my fingers and my testicles for you. I mean,
I
that's
appreciate that. That's pretty tricky, but good
uh
job. And more power to you.
okay. I want to know first of all, how slow was I in finding Pasty Jenny? Was it when did you guys start?
Well, the band's been around long time. We actually it was formed in 2004 is when the band started, and we've done 5 records during. We toured and recorded for what I don't know about 12 years or so, or 12, 13 years, I don't know, something like that, and did a bunch of records and just hit the road real hard, and then kind of got burned out. You know how things go, and I kind of pulled the plug myself, to be honest with you, and took about I don't know 7, 8 years off, stepped away, just kind of doing the family thing and whatever, just kind of getting my brain back and sorted together, right? And 2 years ago, we decided, you know what, let's start writing some songs again, and so we did, and here we are.
So did it fall? Did you fall back into the groove right away? Was it like, man, no
Yeah,
time has passed?
yeah, it just boomed. It was just like that. Yeah,
Just
it was.
and how many ideas did you guys have built up like over the years that you were like, hey, okay, I thought of this, I thought of this, I thought of this. Did you have a lot of stuff come out of those sessions when
Right.
you got
Well,
back together?
yeah, I think so. But I think, I mean, everybody probably during that break was doing their own thing, trying to figure stuff out. In fact, each one of us went different directions and joined different bands, like cover bands and things like that. And I'm actually still playing one, which is badass. It's a great band, with the same kind of name. It's Wrecked Jenny. So I keep my Jenny thing wherever I go, I
Yeah,
guess.
a little theme.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, as far as songs go, I think everybody was had things going all over that time and was trying to new ideas popping up and stuff. But that said, I think when we came back together, it all started fresh again. We came up with a bunch of stuff really on right then and there. So I think it's really fresh as opposed to stuff that we may have churned out in our minds over years like that. And I think it turned out a lot better because it's just new and feels newer.
And it does too. You have that. I actually expected, like when I first heard you guys, I actually expected kids. I was like, these got to be. This has to be a young band. And then
Really?
I was like, damn, yeah, because you brought up the word fresh, and it does. It's got that fresh kind of sound, but yet there's something for everyone. It's eclectic. It's I don't know. I freaking love it, man. You guys are out in Nebraska, right?
Yeah, Lincoln, Nebraska, hometown.
Lincoln, Nebraska. Now, everybody from the area?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, everybody is really. I mean, maybe some small towns here or there, but yeah, everybody pretty much Lincoln,
Okay.
Nebraska.
From the
But
so you started out playing around there then?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, cover bands, things like that. It's like
Yeah, I went to college, actually, my first band, in my parents' basement kind of thing in high school, and went off to college and that the University of Nebraska Lincoln, the Cornhuskers, right? And I'm an alumni there, and just a lot of bands over the years, and yeah, everybody pretty much Lincoln Lincoln boys.
Okay, you bring up the college thing. Okay, let's go back even a little bit further. When did you realize that music was the path you were choosing?
Fourth grade.
Really? What? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Fourth grade, what did you do
Let's
that
go way back in the past.
you're fourth? It's fourth grade, and little Greg is doing what? Going, hey, okay, yeah, I'm gonna
Little
be a
Greg
rock
is,
star.
yeah, little Greg is bugging the crap out of his parents. I need a guitar. I want to get a guitar. I want to play guitar. I want to be a rock star. It's, and lo and behold, Christmas that year, there it was. And showed up on Christmas. They bought me a little cheap, at $35 acoustic, nylon strings, super budget guitar. I took to it like a fish on water, or in water, I should say. And the following year, for Christmas, they had another surprise. They bought me a much nicer Alvarez. And
Oh,
so,
nice.
I mean, I started out playing in like church group, doing the church group thing,
Okay.
and just loved it, and just went from there. Just started putting bands together, and as I got into high school and stuff, and yeah, boom, here we are.
That is wild, man. How long, and I'm sure most of those bands were covers. How long was it before you were actually writing your own tunes?
Um, let's see here. God, I really don't want to give a date because it would really date me, but put out my first record, actually put out vinyl. Um, I'm not even gonna say, but it was my third band, put it that way. And then I've pretty much been doing original stuff ever since.
Ever since, wow,
Yeah.
that's wild.
That right.
I always find it really interesting, like when uh, a person goes from being, yeah, I want to do this, I'm going to be a rock star, because you know how many kids out there are like that, and then all of a sudden, like you said, you took to it like it was natural, and
Yeah,
then your parents pushed you further. They were like, hey, this could be something.
it's true. It's all I've ever wanted to do. I remember one time putting on a concert at the city auditorium in our small hometown where I'm from. Is York, Nebraska, which is just up the road about 50 miles from Lincoln. But at our high school, or at the city auditorium, put on a show there, and my dad's always been my biggest champion my whole life. He's elected with the electric company, and so he's always making sure I don't burn the place down. You know what I mean? That's where he was all the time, making sure. And that show, I know in the back of their heads they're going, it's just a phase, it'll pass, whatever. But I think we were charging $5 at the door or something like that, and get home at the end of the night, and I throw all this cash out on the kitchen table. And my dad's like, "Oh, well, maybe there's something to this." Come to find out, years later, I'm just mostly spending money.
But well, but it's kind of funny that your dad is like, whoa, there could be
Yeah,
actually something this is like a job.
yeah, exactly.
Because but like a lot of people don't think like that. Is like yeah, you just have really cool jobs, man.
Right,
This is the
right.
work you do. And the rest of the of us in life go through life doing stuff that maybe we aren't as lucky to want to do. But
Well, that
then
might be true.
you get to do
Um,
what you love. It's your
yeah.
job, and but you look really cool doing it too.
Yeah, exactly. Now I feel
uh,
real lucky. It's been a cool ride, and now it's just even getting better.
One thing that I hardly ever ask bands about their names, because I mean a lot of them just pop up in that stuff. But one I want to know, what is the pasty in Jenny?
Well, she was a fair-skinned stripper that we all nailed in high school. So,
Is that the truth?
oh, but it makes for funny radio stuff. Yeah, you do really want the truth. I guess I could tell you, and now this would be trivia. Someday you can ask some trivia questions on your program. The truth of the name came from I. This is going to sound crazy. I had taken a little time off again. My career's always been like that. Take a little time off, get at it again. Take a little time off, get at it again. I was going to my high school reunion, and we put together the high school band for that. Got done with that high school reunion, and I bought a little tiny recorder, 4-track recorder. And in about 2 months, I'd written about 30 songs. I'm like, oh shit, now I got to put a band together. So that's where Paisty Jenny came from. And then when I was I was trying to think of names. I was walking into the mall here in Lincoln, Nebraska, walking into the J.C. Penney store. Heck, they probably don't even exist anymore. The J.C. Penney store. And it
There's
was just in
still a
my
couple
book.
around.
Maybe there are. But it was just a twist on words. J.C. Penney, Paisty Jenny. There you go.
Oh, then it just
That's
clicked.
that's the truth, but the Fair-Skin Stripper story is much more funny.
I was actually almost expecting an answer like that. I thought you were going to say something about pasty son of stripper or something.
Right.
It's like, man, she's just worked her tassel so well.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
we used to hand out these little orange stickers, and they got used that way quite a bit. I'll be honest with you. So
like, okay, all right. Well, and actually, that could be some merch for you too. That could be a merch idea.
oh
That could
yeah,
be the
for
only
sure.
band out there like selling pasties at the merch
Right.
table. On to your current single. It's called "Tell It Like It Is," and when I listened to this, I was like, yeah, okay. These are the guys. This is gonna do it, man. I need I call my listeners my listeners my big balls of awesome because each and every
Right.
one of them is a big ball of awesome. I
Uh,
like okay, I alluded to our Discover segment earlier, and
yeah.
that's where I put like independent micro label bands and who really aren't getting enough traction. And I put them in there, and my listeners will actually. This is kind of funny because one of my listeners actually told me that they were doing this. And then I found out that a lot of them were. They do internet searches for rock radio stations for
Uh-huh.
request line numbers or text request numbers. And then they just request these bands that I play and discover over and over again and try to help them
Oh
get
wow.
traction. So
How
I was
cool
like,
is that?
kick ass, man. Um,
Well, you got
so
a badass audience then.
anyway, my big balls of awesome. I told them that you guys are going to be here this weekend, and a bunch of them were all blown away that you had this song going to the charts. But now I want to because it's this song is kind of attached to a heavy topic, but it's a very, very important topic. And can you just take it a little bit and let us know exactly what led up to this song and what it's all about?
Well, this song, honestly, it kind of developed in the studio while we were writing it in the studio. And not that that is necessarily significant or anything, but you're right. The topic of it is it's a very important topic. I mean, it's about human trafficking, child trafficking, sex trafficking. It's a terrible, terrible thing that's gone on in not only our country, but the world for a long time. And in the last 4 years, it's gotten real bad. Those numbers have gone up incredibly. And I don't, I'm not trying to get political or anything, but we've had an open border. It's just
Yeah.
true. And we just felt it was important. It was an important topic to bring to light and get some awareness. Shine some light on it, I guess. And so that's kind of where it came from. I don't know. For some reason, it sort of grabbed me right here as something that I needed to say something about. So more so the song wasn't necessarily developed specifically for that reason, but the video was, and it just fit. And it was like, this absolutely makes sense. So both the song and the video, people are really loving it. What's weird though, and our record label, and we were independent on my own, label, Direct Hit Records, for years till last summer. We signed with Curtis McKinney at Cranked Up Records and Virgin affiliate. And when we were getting ready to release this song, now this is, to me, it's honestly, it's kind of troubling, and it's hard to kind of talk about it because Curtis went to the top 5. What's the word I'm trying to look for? I guess there's NGOs, the top 5 nonprofits
Okay.
that deal with this stuff, right? He went to the top 5 in the country and asked them, would you like to be involved? At minimum, we would love to tag you, put a phone number or website or whatever at the end of the video, just in case somebody could reach out to you if they knew something, or they could, whatever, somebody needs help, whatever. And all 5 of them said, hey, great song, very cool, but no thanks. They just all passed by it. And we had the same issue with a lot of PR agencies we were going to try to get a news release out about it. And same thing. I don't know. I don't get it. Nobody really wanted to touch it. And I don't get it. I kind of get it. I think I get it. I'm not trying to point a finger, but I'm just going, what the hell? So
Do you think they don't want the controversy? Is that what, or why would there even be controversy now that I think about it?
I don't know. There's no reason there should be any controversy. They just shouldn't. It's a topic that everybody should care about, because it's terrible. It's terrible. What human slavery, human trafficking, sex stuff, young children being caught up in this stuff, and it's just god awful. And so we felt we need to do something about it. But I don't really want to go too far because I don't want to step in the mud and step on somebody's toes. Because I don't want to point blame, but I have my own ideas on it. So we'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, fair enough. I don't understand that whole thing blows my mind. Why wouldn't people want to be in uh I guess what I want to say is it is just so confusing that these these places now use, like you said, that Curtis got a hold of them and stuff. They want to help these victims out, but yet
Yeah,
they
you would
don't
think.
but yet they don't want to be associated with helping the victims out.
Can I be blunt? I don't want to point my fingers at these necessarily because I'm not naming names, okay?
Yeah.
But we've all found out here in the last few months that there's a lot of corruption in our world and in our government. And these NGOs are taking money. Who knows, they probably have to spend 10% of it or something to be legitimate or something like that. Or I don't know I don't know. I'm just making shit up. But,
Yeah.
hey, it's going into somebody's pocket. And that's all I'm going to say.
That blows my mind, man. Just yeah, you gave me something to think about, man. That's crazy, man. Uh I guess now moving on and trying to get these cobwebs out of my head that
Yeah.
I'm going down a different rabbit hole. Okay, let's get back to talking about music. Uh
Yeah.
I want to know, you have been doing this, like you said, since 4th grade. What, in your opinion, is the biggest change in music that you've seen over the past decade?
Well, music styles come and go and develop, and that all changes, and that's great. That's what it's about. It's supposed to do that. But the business itself, sometimes I love music, sometimes I hate the music business. Because for years and years and years, bands actually got paid pretty well, and even bands that were mid-level and just trying to build it up on their own, like us, we would do some festivals and we'd get paid pretty darn good to go out and do 45 minutes of original material. And then I saw the writing on the wall, and this had a little bit to do with my departure, whatever, 7, 8 years ago. I just saw the writing on the wall. It's an industry that sadly in a lot of ways is pay to play. And again, I'm not pointing any fingers, and I don't want to be down on the industry because I'm excited to be in it and be part of it. But it's a it's a rich man's hobby. If you got some backing, you're going to do a little bit better, but it costs you. There's some investment like any other business because that's what it is. It is a business, and now bands get charged to be on stage instead of getting paid to be there. So it's kind of, there's some backdoor stuff that it's hard to talk about sometimes, but I don't want to. I don't want to sound like a negative jackass here and give away the world and stuff like that, but it's changed that way, and that's where I kind of got to a point where I got jaded. And but you know what? Whatever. The game is the game. It is what it is. If you want to be in it, you got to play it. So here we are.
Well, kudos to you, man. The changing, everything's morphing and constantly moving forward. And yeah, you are right. I mean, it was different where like your mid-level bands and that stuff were like able to be more competitive with the larger bands. And now everything seems to be about like all these like high-end IPs and legendary artists, legacy artists, if you will, the
Sure.
bands that we do not play here on Real Rock Nights. And I'm not, I don't understand, I guess, from my standpoint, I don't understand why things are not progressing like they used to. Uh, like we have kids listening to 25 and 30-year-old bands, and some of them think they're new. They don't know, you
Oh
know.
wow.
I
Yeah.
actually, I actually had a kid. This is a couple of years ago now, but I actually had a kid that heard one of the new Guns N' Roses songs, and he's like, "Oh man, have you heard that new band Guns N' Roses?" I
Wow.
mean, you
Wow.
want? I was like, "You mean the one that came out with the first album in '85?"
Yeah. Right. Right.
Jeez.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's cool to hear that. So I really, that is really cool.
But
Um,
I,
and of
I,
course, digital. Everything's digital now, so that's changed. That changes the marketplace completely from what it was when I first started in the business, and so you got to keep up with that and roll with it like any other business. I guess you got to roll with the changes. To quote a song.
that is true. And what are we looking at for tours and live shows? So I want to keep up to date and let people know where you're going to be, when you're going to be there, when they can see you.
Sure. Well, first of all, you can find all things Paisty Jenny at pastyjenny.com. And some people get the spelling screwed up, so it's Paisty Jenny.com. But um, yeah, you can find everything there. But we're pretty excited. We're coming last night, no, Saturday night, we played with Moonshine Bandits right here locally in Grand Island, Nebraska. It was a big rock festival. It was kick ass. That was a lot of fun. We're heading out to Vegas here in a couple weeks. Then we go through Salt Lake City. We're going to do a show with Gravel at Liquid Joe's out there. And then we do on May, that was May 8th, and May 10th, we do it's actually the Cranked Up Records Artist Showcase. So a bunch of all the label bands are going to be there and going to show off all the
Okay.
bands on the label on the 10th. And so that's Chaos Bender. They're Vegas locals. Big, very popular there. Gravel, Dead Amsterdam, Blue Felix, Paisty Jenny. So it's going to be badass. It's going to be at the bonfire on the 10th. And then we roll back and we're with LA Guns on May 23rd in Omaha. So those are some of the things just this next month coming up.
Coming up. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. And then yeah, definitely go to the website and keep up. But we'll let people know too. We'll let you know where they're going to be and whether they'll be there when there's a big festival coming up, and
cool,
you
cool.
can head there and you can actually like see Pacey Jenny and rock out with them, man.
There you
Uh
go.
uh Greg, it has been so freaking awesome to talk to you finally, and it's been so many years since I played. And also, I do want to tell you this, Curtis. Uh, we our flagship station KSHP uh, carried their radio show years ago.
Oh, okay.
Curtis
Okay.
had Cranked Up Live.
Oh yeah.
And
You bet.
so when I looked at your I saw you have what a rockumentary, and
Yes.
he's on there. Okay, uh just ask it for me, and he'll laugh about this. It's like, ask him why he looks like a homeless guy.
Okay.
I'm like, man, the
Whoa.
whole time I felt like I should be throwing dollar bills at the screen, man. I was sad.
Oh, poor Curtis.
But
That's
I
funny.
got one picture, Curtis. He actually looks like he's a rapper or something. I'm like, what
Oh,
the
wow.
hell,
For
dude?
sure.
He's like wearing a stocking cap and shit.
Well, that's
But
how we met Curtis because he started playing us on Cranked Up Live, and then we just
oh,
stayed
okay.
in touch over the years, and that's how that happened. If you got another minute, just a little bit more. I mean, we've over those years. I mean, we toured and performed with so many nationals. It's just been really cool. I mean, we've played with Bret Michaels and Vince Neil, Slaughter, Like a Storm, a bunch of bands like that, and then more recent history like Otherwise, and we actually got to do a show with Kid Rock. My Darkest Days did a bunch of shows with those guys, so we've been really lucky to do a lot of large performances and stuff, and so we're just excited to get back at it again. And I'm psyched for this show at Bonfire in Vegas on the 10th. So I just wanted to throw that in there. We've had a great career, and it's really taken off again. And thanks for having us on, Shep.
Oh, absolutely, man. Uh,
Appreciate your
uh,
support.
no, I was when Eric brought your name up when we were talking about interview for this weekend. I was like, yes, definitely, definitely, got to get those guys, man. But right now, I think, as always, it's time for me to shut up, and we're just gonna play this song for people, and let them hear the tune they're going to be hearing every week here on Real Rock Nights in a
Sounds
few
good.
weeks, man. Okay, this, my friends, is the band Paisty Jenny out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and their tune "Tell It Like It Is." It's right here, right now on Real Rock Nights.
Click for the latest video right here, right now. And don't forget to like and subscribe.